Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to part 14 of my City Skylines series, Ardes. So in the last two parts, we were building our harbor, and today was the final day for me to start off with finally getting this whole thing connected in a proper way and getting to serve this area in a way that the traffic can hold up, and that we don't have a massive traffic jam going all around the city. So for this one, I've put all the elevations away and made a very flat area, and started off by thinking what height would be okay for an highway bridge going over all of this area. This is due to the fact that I thought this whole area would be very cramped, and the city would set a lot of money into the project of getting this whole thing fixed up and get the traffic to a good point where everyone can drive through it and you don't have a massive traffic jam through the whole city, and also at the same time have the area below to place some buildings. So yes, this is what I'm doing there. I'm just building my highway through this whole area, and I thought about this whole area would have an own exit, because it would be the first area to the harbor where the trucks could go and the people that would live there. And this was something that I wanted to just build because it would be quite realistic. I didn't just wanted an easy intersection, I wanted a fancy looking one, so it is a mix of a trumpet interchange and a normal diamond interchange. Although for a diamond interchange is normally that exit ramps are going away from our highway, but in this case they're just staying there. This is also a quite good thing, because then they could have the entry loops going above them, and I think it looks pretty good. And you will also see this in some minutes, by the way, but I'm just talking about it because I think it's something I want to say, because this whole thing is looking extremely good in my opinion. So with the first ramp set, I had to think about the idea, how I want to get everything to sit and how I want it to look. And then there I got just the idea, maybe we could do the entry and exit ramp at once. And then I thought, yes, it would be a good idea, and just made this small loop. And we will make the same loop on the other side. And this is actually something quite nice, because I think these kind of loops are something very cool looking, and they're giving a small area of land in the middle of them that we can use, and we also will use it for this area. We will build the maintenance area in this video, and this will be mainly to serve the whole area and serve the maintenance of the highway there, so that they can go pretty quickly on the highway and don't have to just drive some kilometers to get to the highway. Also, as you can see there, I wanted to have it very small, and it turned out pretty well in the end. It was just sometimes it was pretty hard to get everything in place, but it was just also a lot of thinking, because I was looking at Google Maps pictures, and a lot of cities also have some things like this, and the main reason for this is they don't need a lot of space. This is a quite big intersection, although it doesn't need too many free areas. And yes, it is looking right now very big, because there are no buildings, but when there are later on buildings all around it, you will see how small it is, and you will just understand what I mean with it is a very compact thing that don't need a lot of space. So back to the video, we are right now just lining all the heights, and I was considering if we really want to keep it like this, because I had some struggles with it at first, but then I was just very motivated to build it, because I actually think I love some project like this, because they give me the possibility just to get something pretty big and pretty awesome looking in my city. So here for the entry ramp for the cities that want to go out of the cars that want to go out of the city, I thought about it should be pretty close to the residential zones, and this would make one big problem, because the people wouldn't like to live right next to a highway. So I could do something kind of fancy and just a small like a small wall with some green grass on it, just like to break the sound that would come to the people that would live there. And this is also something very common to Austria, that they have something kind of this, not that high, but they have it at some points. If I would drive next to one, I will make you a photo of it, but right now I don't have anything on my phone, I think, about this whole thing. So right there I had just like the main intersection point, interchange point, and I wanted to have also a highway on the ground level. We will build this in one of the other episodes, because I want to have them to have two possibilities to go out of the city and just like to get not too much traffic above this road, because right now it is sometimes quite traffic jam, and I didn't want to have a traffic jam there because it is a very small highway and this wouldn't be very good. Although it would be very realistic, I don't want to have so many extremely highway, extreme like stuff there, extreme traffic jams. This is the word that I was searching for, I'm sorry. So yes, right now we're just doing some more port stuff and finalizing some of the things there. And although we don't have every area covered after this episode, it is the living area for this whole thing at least completely finished, and we will after this episode just like build some more industrial things, because we definitely need some industrials. Every city has some industrial demand and also has some industrials, so this is something that I wanted to build just for the realism and because I also like to build them. So this whole harbor area will be about just 3 docks that are for living, and there will be some more docks for industrial. They will be a bit more to the right side of the screen, and they will be built in some episodes, because right now I'm just planning them. I don't have actually built anything of them, but I thought this would be something kind of cool that I want to build and that I want to put into our city, just like to get a realistic look. So this whole highway thing had one problem, that all of the people wanted to just like turn there, and I've managed to get rid of it at least on this point, and they are still doing it, but it looks okay to me and it isn't so massive. And yes, so right now I'm just like expanding the highway and getting in that they're looking so extremely cramped, because this looks awesome in my opinion. I love things like this. So this may be something that I should say right now, because there aren't a lot of people that are liking it like me, but I like the look of it, and also it has quite a lot of challenge to build it, and this is also my main reason for doing it, because I want to advance in my skills in City Skylines. So here for this third dock, at first I wanted to have some offices or stuff like this, and I had several tries also with something like more natural stuff later on, but at first I just wanted to have a big office building there. And I also already built it several times, but it didn't came to the point where I would say, yes, this is it, I love the look of it and I want to have more kind of like this in this specific place. And then later on I will change it to apartments, because it would be quite nice to have only apartments there, although it would be kind of loud, but we will talk about this a bit more in one of the next episodes when I will show you the noise complement map, I would call it. So then there I had the idea with this big skyscraper, and this is a very cool looking skyscraper, but it doesn't fit this whole area, so it will definitely be placed later on, because I mean, look at it, it's awesome. So I was just like, I had so many ideas in my mind that I just wanted to try out, and a lot of them also just like wasn't, no, I don't want something like this, it doesn't look good, it wants to be realistic, so no, it was just like I was very sure with this at this point. And yes, I'm sorry for the sound, this is my chair, but I had to give my foot away from my other foot because it started to hurt, and this wouldn't be very good for the video. So then there I've tried to build this awesome building from Ronnie XD that is looking awesome, but no, it wasn't fitting in any way, and it was kind of fitting, but I wanted to build it on another like area. And these are so many great props from Ronnie. I'm using so many of them. I think I have about 80 just from him, because they're just awesome. Also his Japanese buildings are great and I will use some of them in the series, although this is an European series, they fit in quite well. So there you could see these more natural buildings that I thought about because they're looking quite cool, but they wouldn't fit in this area later on because they have such a high number of classes and glass facades. This wouldn't be looking good for this whole area, so they would definitely be built, but not in this area. As already said, it would make something like an office park later on, and they will all be in there. Then I got this building, and I love this building. It is looking very cool and it's looking very generic, and this is actually what I want to aim for a lot of other areas, because this is something that a lot of cities have, but not my city. It has a lot of unique buildings, and this is also cool, but unique buildings aren't just like the only buildings that you will find in a city, so this will have to be changed soon. Then there I thought about maybe something like another office building, maybe hopefully this one, but no, just no. And so I had to switch it. As you can see there, I was always looking for a skyline, for a great look for it, and was kind of struggling with it, but later on I fixed it quite well with the apartment buildings. So there, as you can see, I had quite some problems with energy because it wasn't producing, but I fixed them later on, and I also placed some small safety power stations that we don't have no energy, and they would all go away from my city and I wouldn't have any people living in my city. So yes, I'm right now just placing in some more concrete, and we will continue with building apartment blocks on the second dock and just some sound barriers in I think 1 minute. So, and there the sound barriers you will see in some seconds, they are also just like something like space fill, I would say, because we have the space. I wouldn't know how I would like to use it in otherwise. So yes, this was something that I wanted to do just like there because of filling gaps in and for realism. I wish that walls would get rid of sound complaints, I'm sorry, but they don't. And the pollution of the sound is pretty high though, but who cares? I have an hospital there, so this will take a lot of the work away from me, and the people will be happy, although they have a highway going right next to them. So yes, you can actually just like see me there starting with the sound barrier, and this is something that I think is looking very fancy. And this sound barrier is also pretty high, but not too high, so I thought about cars shouldn't see above it, maybe trucks, but also just a maybe, so I then later on decided they could, but this was something that I just did because I liked the height it was on. Maybe we should also talk a bit about the realism of this whole area. It is right now quite realistic, but not like this extreme realism, because there would be a lot of noise complaints, as I already said, but it is quite well from the realism side here. From the realism side here, it has a lot of green space and it has a lot of small trees because there's a new area, so I thought there would just be some things like a lot of green spaces. And yes, I'm right now working on custom train station. You will see this in some weeks, I think, because it's quite a big project, but I will do normal videos, also just like in a regular thing between this, and you will see the whole finished project there later on. And yes, for the train station I also have to talk about later on, but not in this video, maybe in the next one or in 2 videos from now on. So right now I'm at the end of my Christmas holiday, so this means for me that it's going to school in 2 days. When you're actually watching this, I'm already having school. I'm recording this on the Monday the 6th, and it will come out on Wednesday the 8th, I think. So when you're watching this, you can already see that I'm in school and I will have to work a lot again. So right now I'm just like producing a lot of videos, and actually this will maybe be the Sunday video. No, Sunday video, I'm sorry. Because this, maybe I haven't video between this. I think I actually recorded 1 episode, so yes, this will be the video for Sunday. So here you can see me trying to use some other buildings, but they didn't fit in this specific area. They will, as already said, be later on used, because I have a lot of different style of buildings, and I want to keep the styles at least something kind of familiar for an whole area, so I was heading for some more modern buildings there. So we're right now coming to the half of this video, and I want to say thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you'd give this video a like, and if you want to see more, I would appreciate if you'd consider also subscribing to me. It helps me a lot, and you will stay up to date with all my videos. So yes, thank you for watching, have a great day, and bye.